What's going on YouTube? This is Mason AJ once again here with my special guest stars here at Galactic Quest Comics with V for Victory, Victor, with also the lovely, spectacular, the amazing
Jamie.
Here once again at Galactic Quest Comics, and we are talking about something which has been plugging me for forever, which is DC's Convergence versus Marvel's Secret Wars. And even though Convergence has just ended and Secret Wars are still going in full swing, this is kind of like a part one of how we feel about the series in general, you know, up until this point, and how we will later talk about what's happening like as it ends and what the new books may mean. So far, correct me if I'm wrong here, guys, Convergence just got murdered by Secret War. Like it's not doing good at all.
No, Secret Wars is way more compelling. Just like 3 times more compelling than what's going on in Convergence, in my opinion.
Well, Convergence didn't matter. I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm not saying it was bad. I'm not saying it was good. Everybody's open to their own opinion, but it didn't have any lasting effects on the world.
Exactly.
There's the JLA, I think, spin out of it, but I tried to read 5 pages and I was confused because I just picked up for the Dark Side War, so I was like, nope, done.
I mean, no, to be honest with you, I feel ultimately the biggest thing about Convergence is the fact that it ended. Jim Gordon as Batman, you know, new, rugged, more, you know, less power, depowered Superman. And
by far, my like that's the best part about it. And for me being a big Batman person, Jim Gordon as Batman has just been so hard.
It hurts.
Because like I love Jim Gordon as a separate character, as him being, you know,
not
as
like Bruce.
Yeah, I don't want him to be super cop ever. I want him to be the cop that just knows best, and everyone else, you know, like.
But the thing about all of it is, that would have happened without Convergence.
Exactly.
Convergence just was like jammed in the middle. There was Free Comic Book Day, which set up Gordon, and then Convergence, and then hey, Gordon's in the suit. Like there was no like, what happened there, y'all?
Yeah,
Let's talk about it.
I don't need Gordon, and especially with the lights.
But hold up.
But I like the Batgirl dynamic of him going like, I'm gonna arrest you, and her knowing her dad is Batman, but him not knowing she's, you know, Batgirl, and then that's a fun dynamic to play with.
But ultimately, one of the big things about Convergence is the fact that now DC has made all continuities, all universes, everything that's ever possibly happened, any space-time continuum is now officially canon. It's no longer like this happened here, but didn't happen there. Everything that happened is now officially happened in one cohesive whole, and it's pretty much a second reboot after 52.
Like a soft reboot.
Like a soft reboot. You know,
which is best though, because like 52 was kind of like
it started off really
did
strong.
Bring us like, you know, Martian Manhunter, which is a very solid book, Black Canary, which I love. It gave us Batman Beyond, Tim Drake. It gave us. There are some good books that have come out of it, but the title and the titles with it. I mean, there were some fun ones, but overall, underwhelming.
Exactly.
And I'm eating my words because I told everybody that Convergence was the way to go.
Well, like the Superman bit of it is by far the best for me, because like Superman has never been a star in my opinion. He's always just been like God coming down
like, he's Deus Ex Machina.
Exactly.
Something's wrong. He's Superman.
I always felt, and I've said this out in the world, I've always felt that, hey, you know what, Superman does not eat, breathe, sleep, or he doesn't do anything but be Superman. There's no man to the Superman. It's just a giant big icon which we use to hit things every now and then.
Yeah, he like that's what I'm saying. Like in this growth process with him, like you get a chance to actually relate, because with the whole solar thing, I was like, great, new power, but then it spun itself, and then it kind of helped me like connect to him and like being locked out of the fortress, and it's kind of like Batman without his toys, you know, and that helps.
But
him.
Batman still knows how to fight.
Exactly.
And so far I'm still loving it. Like Superman out of Convergence is like the biggest thing so far that I love. I'm still very interested in all the other things that are going to spin out of it, but right now I'm just in it. I'm in it for Superman, and this is coming from someone who's not a Superman fan.
Oh, I feel you.
Okay.
Because when it comes down to Superman, you always have the same dynamic. Superman goes through a little personal problem that might interfere with the actual fight, overcomes that, beats the fight. Now, he doesn't have that fight aspect. All he has is this giant personal problem, which is being locked out of who he's been, and have to relate back to who he was as
I hate to say it, you know what? Superman go through identity crisis. It didn't really work out in Superman 2, 3, but back in the old, Christopher Reeve movies. But hey,
I love Ma and Pa. You know, like they're dead now. Like he is urban hobo Batman.
See,
that's slightly stronger.
Okay,
That's what it is.
Now, but also with Marvel's Secret Wars in aspects, once again, you gotta figure this, we are feeling live in a comic book shop, things are happening all around us, but back to the heart of the matter with Marvel's Secret Wars is actually right now probably my favorite thing coming out of comic books, besides Invincible, the greatest superhero comic book story there is, but that's a whole nother video for a whole nother time. But with Secret Wars, I was extremely skeptical. I'm looking like, I don't know, they're ending everything, all the gods are dying, they're setting all these things up, how's it gonna work? But it's actually been going short. I love Doom as a ruler, as he's always been meant to be.
Yes.
I love seeing the Thors as the cops of the world. Even though I was initially scared, like, Thor as a cop.
Well, it's not just Thor as a cop, it's Thor as a cop.
I love that concept, not a fan of the book.
Whoa!
Yep.
That's what, like, one of my, that issue was like, okay, I can get with this.
I love Thor. I love seeing them act as cops. I just don't need a cop procedural.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I like the whole like Green Lantern nostalgia factor of it. Like they got this new guy and they're like, let me show you around.
Yeah.
Let me show you the parts.
But I'm not a Green Lantern person either. I'm not a cop procedural.
But I understand it's not a cop procedural, but you know what? To take such a...
No, it's brilliant. I'm not saying that it's bad. It's just not my cup of tea.
Now, so far, out of all the Secret War, I've read 6 books coming out of it, but my favorite is still A-Force. You know, and I ain't gonna front, just gonna put it out there, I was really scared for A-Force. I'm like an all-female team. You seem like you're trying to sell me something, Marvel. What's going on here? But it actually came through. It was actually really solid. You know, I'm gonna be doing a review on it later on A-Force 1 and 2. But like...
Well, I think Marvel always does a better job with females. Like, they always, like, kind of...
They try.
Yeah.
They try a lot hard.
But,
with the exception of the early New 52 Brian Azzarello Wonder Woman, which was it's the only Wonder Woman story.
Wonder Woman's the only one I've ever just, like, you go, girl. The rest of them, I'm just like...
See, but I didn't even like her in any other things. Really? This is her first story that I enjoyed.
Like the old Frontier Wonder Woman where she's like towering over men and like plugging their heads together. That's the one I like. And I always thought that Hot Girl kind of bit off of that style, and that's why, you know, Wonder Woman is just always going to be like right here when it comes down to women in comics.
So right now, because while Convergence is over, Secret War is still like about to kick into like its mid swing, just about to crawl over the hump. How do you feel about Secret War so far?
I think it's the biggest thing for me since Civil War in Marvel, because like it's every book I read makes me want to read the next one. I'm not just like, okay, never mind. You know, like, you know, I'm not just knocking everything kind of matters a bit more because they're doing the whole like, what is it, Insurgent, when the worlds were colliding and everything, that kind of helped me get back into Marvel, but this is like putting me in the thick of it, especially with Superior Iron Man and all that stuff, and like the new Mags, like new Magneto, all of that. I'm just because I always wanted Magneto to kind of have a reason to do good things, you know, because with what he has, you know, that kind of makes it interesting. And the fact that Fantastic Four is no more, like in the sense of that Reed Richards' biggest fear.
Oh, because Fantastic Four wasn't doing nothing with his life.
Well, they're like one of the most successful teams in the sense of like progress. Like they're making babies. They're like, you know,
they're
like,
having a life.
Yeah, they're like
they got a minivan.
They're having their cake and eating it too. You know,
to me personally, the most successful thing about Fantastic Four was the Fantastic Force. Yeah. You know, but then even out of that was the fact that I love seeing Sue Storm be a mom. And I was like, yo, when it comes down to being a superhero mom, Sue Storm and Jessica, I want to say Drew. I want to say Drew.
But you can't about to say Drew. Did you see it?
I didn't see it yet. What happened?
Oh.
Someone got a baby.
Somebody got a baby.
Wait, it's coming.
Where is it? Oh, there's all the X people. Where are all the spider people? It's not the spider people.
And there's Deadpool.
Spider people.
Well, why are you looking for it? Please tell us. Oh!
Bam.
Oh!
Who did that?
I didn't. Have you? Boom! Right there. Okay, she is full on pregnant.
So now you can go Jessica Drew too.
You know what?
That's my second favorite.
Now my only spider is the Gwen.
So with Secret Wars being right now, what's your favorite and least favorite moment so far?
The main title. The main title has been my favorite of all the books. It really has. It's kept the story moving, and I like looking into the worlds. The way I keep saying is, it's like you get to go back and peek into your favorite books and see what happened after you weren't there.
Exactly.
It's like next on. But the ones I'm waiting for, I've liked A-Force, but the ones that are coming out this week are 1872. which I'm really looking forward to. Civil War's coming in this week, which I'm really looking forward to.
That's
Age of Apocalypse is coming in, which I really look forward to. And I'm sure I'm forgetting other stuff that's coming in, but House of M is what I'm waiting for.
I have it, and here's the big question with Secret War. Do you think that this is Marvel's final ability? Do you think they're gonna have the ability at this point to tell one single cohesive story?
No.
I'm hoping. I mean, the blueprint of it is there.
Own world, own Elseworlds, so you already have two. Yeah. And I'm not mad because I love Spider-Gwen's world. I wanted to see what happened in Spider-Gwen's world, but that right there just automatically knocks off. They can't have one continuous story.
No. Which is fine because look, this is a whole nostalgia thing, right?
Right.
We're gonna look back. Now we're gonna have a chance to look at more and more stories to look forward at. You know what I'm saying? Like just to have it on one streak now is impossible, and no one wants it. Like I'm with. Let's spread it out. Let's
spread the love. Yeah. And stop trying to force it into a single cohesive line when you know it ain't gonna stay that way.
Exactly.
Like New 52, that was the problem with the very first run. Is they're like, oh, it's all tied together and it all works, and it did for a while.
Well, it's working on the animated movie front.
Yeah.
But besides that, it doesn't work. On paper, it doesn't. But on the animated movie front, I can watch New 52 all the way through.
Now, hold up. Now, I'm gonna ask you guys this. A lot of people are complaining with these soft reboots and very much a hard reboot that this is not for the hardcore comic fans. They're just doing it to pander to the movie animated series audience. And I have to agree, but I'm also welcoming this change of dynamic because I feel like maybe after a while we were getting a little bit stale with the old formula. Are you guys welcoming this change?
Yeah. I think it's smart. Not only as like a writer or a business view to cast a bigger net, you want more people to read your stuff.
Right.
But as hardcore fans, you have to understand that like you want to discuss this more with different people. You want to pick different people's brains about it. So why not cast a bigger net? That's my opinion.
And I think it's fine. I think it's fine to bring in change and new, and it makes perfect sense. They're trying, and it lets them, start to lock into place the comics and the movies, because you get kids coming all the time. Well, where's this book? Well, I'm sorry, there isn't an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. comic book, even though that would be a brilliant plan. And so now they have an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. comic book, which looks like it could be really cool. And it makes sense rather than trying to force those storylines into existing ones to just say, boop, start over.
Exactly.
Well, anyway, you know what? Comment down below. Let us know what you think about any of DC Convergence or Marvel Secret Wars. Like I said, this is only part one. We're discussing everything while it's in mid-motion. We're going to do a part 2 follow-up video after Secret Wars is over with, as the new books kind of come out. But let us know who your favorite characters are, what your favorite book is currently, what you hope out of the series. We just really want to know. Once again, this is Mason AJ with
Victor Carrera
and
Jamie
here at Galactic Quest Comics, getting all our comic book love and action. It's just so beautiful. It's so pretty around here. In case you guys didn't know, it's located in Georgia, Lawrenceville, Georgia. Look in the description down below. You find the address. Come here, meet Jamie, meet Mason AJ. You don't need to meet this guy right here. He's unimportant. Anyway, tune in next time.